Once again, he can't wait to get that Liliana down, but he wants to make sure the coast is clear. As it is now, he beats the board, but really what ends up happening is that Liliana makes Eric discard a card and then draws the Into the Royal.
Yeah.
Question is that where he wants to be, or does he want to get the free hits in weekend? He decides to go with the Liliana. And he might not know. There's a very good chance he doesn't know that Eric has no spell pierces and no mana leaks.
Yeah, I was thinking he may be playing around counter spells. And
but I mean, he knows most of Eric's hand.
Right, yeah, he's playing around the top deck counter spells, basically. But they aren't there. So Liliana actually resolves, and Nick is tutoring.
Ooh. This way, even the Into the Royal doesn't get him anywhere. Question is, what's he going to go get? He doesn't have any blue mana. And interestingly, Eric doesn't know he's playing blue yet.
Yeah. Do we have... Did we just... Yeah, no blue sources on board.
I like Nick's position here. I mean, Eric just doesn't have a ton going on yet. Now, Eric is going to drop a Batterskull next turn, right?
Probably.
I mean,
he could have played it this turn.
Yeah, but he wanted to save Into the Royal. I guess it doesn't help him to drop Batterskull anyway, because then he's just vulnerable to having Inkmoth Nexus pick up a sword. That's the last thing he wants. This is looking pretty bad for Eric. So what does he got to draw to turn this around?
Well, there's the Into the Royal on the Sword of Feast and Famine. Probably the right play there for that Into the Royal.
Yeah, and just attacking the Liliana.
Yeah, it looks like that's certainly... Yeah, that certainly looks like a good play to me.
So what did he go get? Did he go get Skitherix?
I didn't get to see what he got. It was...
I mean, he's got to kill Liliana here, right?
And looks like he's... What is that? Is that a sword?
He's just playing a sword?
Passes back, huh?
What in the... Is he just that sure that he wants to deceive Exarch? Equip it with a sword and get busy? I mean, that's... Dude, Liliana. You can't just let Liliana live. Dude, that's Liliana.
And Liliana looks like she's gonna, she's going up to 4 loyalty now. Dude. Makes Eric discard an island.
Can you imagine how good the new Liliana is going to be in Innistrad?
I hope so.
God.
I hope she's a 4-mana planeswalker.
She's going to be such a badass.
And a Tumble Magnet from Nick. So, oh man, he shuffled his hand around. I'm just trying to get a look at what exactly he picked with that Liliana. Can we get them to move their cards a little bit?
Joey Pasco. Drawing the line right here, laying down the law.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you're telling me to lay down.
No, it sounds like
I'm
giving the commentary, the play-by-play.
Okay. Yeah, there we go.
So you see for Exarch,
you can do that, surprise. But you can just have them keep the cards off the tape and then
drops the Tumble Magnet. Watch, draw Splinter Twin right off the top.
It happens, and that's one of the most fun things I think about watching in these decks, and even playing them. It's just so much tension. Like, if the Exarch's there, it's like, oh, does he have it? Does he have it? Is he gonna top deck it? So Colonnade gets angry, or is he? Okay, so he's equipping the Exarch with the sword and activating Colonnade.
Takes out Liliana. The Deceiver gets to hit with the sword. Knocks one of the few cards out of Nick's hand. This whole sequence seems very strange. I feel like so many decisions could have been done differently, but... So now Eric has Tectonic Edge to help protect himself, and he'll surely... I mean, is he going to keep... It doesn't really do him any good to drop the Batterskull. It seems like it's more... to keep the Colonnade up. It seems like dropping Batterskull is just a higher percentage play.
Yeah.
You know, make him use the Tumble Magnet on that. Although he won't even really. He'll just use the Tumble Magnet on the whatever is wearing a sword.
Mm-hmm. So he taps 5, and there's the Batterskull.
So Nick's not really at 20, though, right? Like, Nick's got to be at, like, what, 17?
Can we get the life total check real quick, too?
Oh, Nick's at 17.
I was just doing that, sorry.
Oh, okay.
So now Nick's got a full grip. It looks like he does have that Skitherix. That must have been what he went to go get, but it just seems so ambitious to get that with only 5 land. Can't help but wonder what could have been if he would have just been sceptering Eric the whole time.
Yeah, because he tutors up a card that he doesn't even seem like he's going to use yet.
I mean, he's got so much gas in his hand.
Well, he's going to go with it now. So.
Yeah, but what does that even do? Strange. I mean, Eric, why is Eric not destroying Inkmoth Nexus with
Tech
Edge?
Edge.
I guess he's trying to just be conservative because he knows that Sword of Feast and Famine could come eventually. I don't know.
So does Nick just say, all right, I'm going to tap the whatever you have that has a sword, and then just let the Batter Skull in?
Well, I mean,
Eric's at 5 poison.
yeah, I mean,
So he can't let that Skitherix hit.
he doesn't really have any choice. I think he's just dead.
I mean, he could just block with a Colonnade.
No, Tumble Magnet will tap it.
Oh, well, not if it's... Oh, yeah, never mind, you're right.
Yeah, I think Eric's already dead. What do we know? Nick Jensen tutoring up the Skitherix takes 3 turns to pull it off, but it's the right thing.
Yeah.
You know? Eric has stone nothing and is going to die.
Batter Skull does its little vigilance dance. I love that, everybody. Just touch it. Just move it a little bit on the table. Yeah. Vigilance dance.
Yeah, pretty sure that's all she wrote. I mean, Nick sculpted this game state. There's no way he doesn't go for it. There's not even like much of a penalty for trying.
Alright, so here we go with the infect plan. Well, not that he wasn't already on it, but here we go with the try to kill you with infect. So
Colonnade jumping in the way, eating a Tumble Magnet,
tap your
and
Colonnade.
that's game.
That should be it, yeah.
Move on to game 2.
Nick Jensen taking game 1 with the infect. Love
Yeah,
it.
what's Nick got in the sideboard this time?
Let's see. Well, he's got spell skites because he did see red from Eric, so he can assume that it's Twin Blade.
Well, he saw Deceiver Exarch.
And he saw Exarch, that's right. So
Sure that the spell skites are coming in.
yeah.
Is Surgical Extraction?
Yeah, that seems like a definitely
Possible.
a good choice. Yeah.
That's probably about it. I mean, I guess it's possible that you'd want a Hex Major or Despise. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what his plan is. He does have enough cards that you don't know which of these cards are dead. Like, you gotta cut Vampire's Bite here. This is not the matchup for it. Eric, on the other hand, sideboarding. He's got a variety of things he can pull off here. I mean, he's gonna want a Mirror Angel, right?
I would think so, to make more chump blockers for infect guys.
Yeah, the Mirror Angel looks good. Into the Royal might be, just to slow down the Skitherix action. And he saw Liliana, and there's all the various swords and whatnot. And you can conjecture, obviously, Crusaders. What you saw? Wait, oh, he never saw Blue Mana though.
No, so he's not going to expect
interesting.
a Jace, or, yeah. Basically, Jace is the only thing that...
No, he'll probably want to board in Jace Balearin. In my experience, Jace Balearin, pretty good against Infect, just because they don't do a very good job of actually attacking it, you know? Is he going to cut... Let's see, he's going to cut Spellskite, that's for sure. He's going to probably cut the Spark Mages. I mean, maybe...
Yeah, none of that's
they hit a couple Necropedes, in theory, holding off the Inkmoth, but... Yeah, and he's going to play removal.
All he saw was Skitherix and
Yeah.
Inkmoth Nexuses. I mean, Spark Mage hits Inkmoth Nexus. That's actually pretty good.
Sort of. I mean, the black deck has a lot of removal. And it
Right.
can't actually hit the Nexus.
Until you let it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, there's a good chance that the Spark Mages might go. Do you think he's going to keep the Divine Offerings,
That's what
just
I
out of
was
respect for
wondering.
the... Yeah, oh, surely he will.
Tumble
There's
Magnets.
Inkmoth Nexus, too.
Oh, that's right. I always
And
forget
the
about
Inkmoth
that
Nexus, the Tumble Magnet, the Swords.
Yeah, definitely worth keeping in.
Yep. And, let's see. He might not actually bring in the Jace Balearin just because he's already got one main deck. That's an awful lot of Planeswalkers. It's so weird that he only has 2 Splinter Twins. Like that game, what if you would have just drawn a Splinter Twin?
Yeah,
He only
that
plays
would have been
2.
it. Yeah.
Goes to all the trouble of playing Deceiver Exarch. Only plays 2 Splinter Twins.
Yeah, didn't have.
He could put Splinter Exarch or Splinter Twin on a Stoneforge Mystic and get busy. And
Yeah.
that's a thing. That's a thing. I don't know. If I were playing that kind of a deck, I would play more than 2 Splinter Twins.
At least I feel like 3 is probably the right number for the Twin Blade deck. Just
But
because.
why? Just because other people have been doing it? Why not play 4? It's like the best thing going on in your deck. Why only play 3?
Yeah.
It's not like it's even bad if you don't have the Deceiver. You just put it on something else, like a Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah. Feels like, you just need to make sure you have room for, everything. So I guess that's why I feel like 3 seemed like a decent number. But I haven't, I guess I haven't really looked at. I haven't really tried to build my own version of it yet. So
maybe he's doing he's doing a lot of things, and maybe this is the right number of things to pull off. This is definitely ambitious. He's setting himself up, though. It's interesting. He's setting himself up to have some edge in the Callblade matchups.
Mm-hmm.
He's really pre-sideboarding his Callblade. No counter spells. Instead, he's got Divine Offering, other removal spells, and the combo. But he's also got kind of an interesting selection against these Fauna Shaman decks. This might actually, Eric's deck might actually just be a brilliant spot to be in the metagame for today, just because of the fact that not only does he appear to have a good setup against other Callblade decks, he's also got a lot of answers to these random things people are doing, like Fauna Shaman.
Yeah.
Like he's playing Cunning Spark Mage and Lightning Bolt.
Exactly.
Very cool deck. Obviously, philosophically opposed to only playing 3 Jason the Mind Sculptors. But
for those of you just joining us, I'm Joey Pasco here in the booth with Patrick Chapin, and we're watching round 8 of the Star City Games Open Series here in Denver. This is the standard portion, as always, on Saturdays. This is the final round of the Swifts, so...
no, are these 2 playing for top 8?
I believe they should be.
The Legacy Challenge
I can
players,
try to find out.
I believe they're playing for top 8.
I think so, too.
Pairings for round
These are both...
They're both in contention for top 8, right?
For round 3 have been posted. Legacy Challenge players,
Now,
please find your seats. Your pairings have been posted.
Eric's a player who's definitely been on the rise. I saw him, last week at the Invitational, and he's definitely a player who's, he's been working, getting his game up, and I'm kind of excited. This is kind of a sweet deck for this weekend, It's not just a Twin Blade deck. It's actually pretty teched out for the stuff that actually did show up today.
Yeah,
He's the guy who got the metagame exactly right.
We'll see if he can make it through the Infect deck and then into the top 8 and see how it does. See if the top 8 reflects the kind of craziness we've seen today.
Yeah, we have seen kind of an interesting variety of feature matches. This has definitely been, pretty exciting mix of stuff. I wonder what the people at home think is the number of Callblade decks that will actually top 8. And a Callblade deck just being defined as having both Stoneforge Mystic and Jace the Mind Sculptor in it.
Yeah, tweet at us at SCG Live. And,
Yeah, how many decks will have both Stoneforge Mystic and Jace the Mind Sculptor? And this will count the Bant Blade deck,
Okay.
and it will count the Twin Blade, and nobody ended up playing Dark Blade today, so that doesn't matter.
Not that we saw.
Oh, no, from the list.
From your ninjas and your spies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ninjas and spies now. It was just spies before, but I just added ninjas to your repertoire.
I appreciate that. So now, is Nick taking a mulligan?
It looks like it, yeah.
No.
Alright.
After the way that last game went, Eric's got to change up the pacing of his game a little bit, Like, he doesn't want to just sit around. He doesn't exactly have answers to Skitherix.
We've got 6, 6, 3 at most, 3 or 4. These are what we've gotten so far. If it's less than 6, I'd be surprised. 6 seems like the number that a lot of people...
Oh, I'd take the under. I took the under of 4.5.
Yeah.
I think it'll be 3 or 4.
I'll be happy with 3 or 4.
I bet it'll be 4.
Yeah.
We'll see. Nick goes to 5. This is, obviously, this is definitely... Eric has absolutely no problem with this one.
Absolutely.
Try to catch right back up and bring it to a deciding game. So what's Nick looking to see here? Looks like there's the main thing is he needs to have enough land.
Right, looks like he does have...
Wow, it's going to blow Eric's mind when he drops that Creeping Tar Pit.
Yeah.
So, first he's got to lead with the Despise.
Yeah, there
Try to
it
get the Stoneforge, buy himself some time.
And there it is.
Eric kept Cunning Spark Mage in.
Yeah, so he's got Exarch, Cunning Spark Mage, and I think 2 lands and a Stoneforge, which he just lost.
Right, so It's kind of interesting to see, you know, the possibility of Deceiver using untapping Cunning Spark Mage to be able to kill a Crusader. Except it doesn't work that way. Pro Red.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of Cunning Spark Mage in this matchup, but I guess it's not bad. It just seems like it's just going to eat a removal spell and not get any value. We'll see. This is one matchup where he definitely is missing the Squadron Hawks. Eric fetching up Mountain.
It's like,
Is this going to be the Cunning Spark Mage?
Yep.
It is.
It has to be, yeah.
No.
Oh, wow. I totally...
Oh yeah, this was on the upkeep. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't do you any good to play the Spark Mage now. You might as well just get the Deceiver down there and put the pressure so that any Splinter Twin drawn.
So.
Can't protect against the top of the library.
Yep. Inquisition, is that what that is? Nice glare on him.
So he takes the Deceiver, hoping to, because he's got to go for the throat in his hand. All he has to do is not die this turn. It looks like Eric drew a land.
Yeah.
Bashes with the Deceiver. He'll oh, and Nick misses land drops, so Eric probably... Oh, that's strange. Oh yeah, because the Deceiver got discarded. Nick continuing to be really light on mana.
Not surprising off of a mulligan to 5, so...
Brandon Montoya.
He's putting up a fight.
Masuski. Matt.
Eric continuing to beat with a Deceiver, Exarch, and a Cunning Spark Mage. 5 land, all the right colors. Nick Jensen still stuck at 2, which is a target and a swamp. His hand, plenty of gas to be done. If he rips 2 land in a row, or 3 lands in a row right now, because his hand is Jace, Mind Sculptor, Phyrexian Crusader, go for the throat, and Liliana Vess. You know, that's the perfect curve if your next 3 cards are all land.
Yeah. Even if his next 2 cards are land.
Gideon is probably going to be unbeatable. Now he has to hold to go for the throat, because his only hope is to try to snatch the Gideon. You know? I mean,
yeah. So there's a land for him off the top.
So he can't really play the Crusader here, or it's just going to end up attacking Gideon.
Yeah.
He's got to wait and hope to he's got to hope that Eric gets greedy and just sends Gideon in. Question is his, like right now Nick is playing possum. He's going to try to downplay, make it seem like he's hopeless, just mana screwed, get Eric tasting that easy attack. And it looks like Eric has the discipline, stays home.
Yeah.
Best thing he could have done. Best play. It's interesting that he didn't swing with the Colonnade. Wait, is there a
Does he
Colonnade
have
play?
a Colonnade?
Oh no,
Yeah,
he doesn't have a
that's what I was
Colonnade. I guess
looking
it's not that interesting then.
It would be really interesting if he did swing with a Colonnade.
So Nick finally sucking it up and playing the Crusader. I mean, it's all but over now. I mean, his hope was to try to snatch the easy one, but it's very clear that Eric is not going to fall for it. And it's a lightning bolt as well. Yeah, Eric is sitting pretty. He's just going to play a nice controlling game. He's even got that Tectonic Edge in play, waiting to snatch the Creeping Tar Pit away from Nick as soon as he hits that 4th land.
Yep. Not looking good for Nick.
Now, on the upside, at least the Crusader isn't going to get hit by Gideon. You know, it's going to have to keep attacking Gideon, getting nowhere. But at least it doesn't get assassinated. Hopefully neither does Julian Assange. Alright, so what's his play here? Is he still just hoping to mines with that go for the throat?
I mean, I think that's about the only thing I don't think he has anything that costs.
No. He's got Jason, Liliana.
Right.
If he draws lands.
Yeah.
What else does he have in his hand, though?
I mean,
Kind
looks
of
like
something.
getting...
They look like all black cards.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's got to go for the throat. He's gonna...
Oh, he's got Surgical Extraction.
Ah, yeah. You're right.
Doesn't look that good in this position, though.
At least it doesn't, yeah, it's...
I mean, that's the wrong kind of battle right now. It's got Skitherix, Liliana, Jace, just too many expensive cards for the mull to 5.
He's not using Surgical Extraction.
No, he doesn't want to show it. He knows he's almost surely going to lose now, and the Surgical Extraction provides almost no no value at all.
Yeah.
Why tip the hand, you know? Eric doesn't know he has it.
So, it looks like Sun Titan.
Now he might just have to Surgical Extraction in response, if Eric targets the Deceiver. because now he's actually getting some value.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and he does. And you know, that's a fine play. It's good. Otherwise, Eric would have an extra land in play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, besides, you don't know he's going to have Sun Titan. Certainly not a foil one. So does he have another go for the throat? Because this is a really tough spot. I mean, this whole situation is getting very awk.
And what does he have that can even take out that Gideon besides go for the throat? If Eric just misplays.
Humble Magnet?
It's not really gonna...
I mean...
it's not gonna do anything.
I mean, I'm going to say, there aren't as many big comebacks when you're mana screwed in this format.
I mean, he can give him all the mana he wants. How's he deal with Gideon? He needs to lay like tons of guys on board.
He has Hex Mages in the board. I bet there's a good chance he boards in the Hex Mage now that he's seen that Eric actually has Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
He might board in the Hex Mage because Gideon's so powerful against this Infect strategy. I mean, like, he just doesn't have any answers to it.
You think it's possible that they're already in? And maybe that's what he's digging for? You know, maybe that's what he's hoping to draw into? I mean, he knows it can hit Jace.
So Deceiver Exarch is in play. I mean, Surgical Extraction not hitting the ones in the graveyard, apparently.
Yeah. What did he must have extracted something then.
Yeah, the Deceiver.
There's one in the graveyard.
It's not Exturbate. I'm going to pull up the text.
Yeah, I thought
It's not
it
Exturbate. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
What do you like? It is Exturbate though, isn't it? It's just not.
Right.
Apparently he hit Stoneforge.
Oh, he hit Stoneforge?
Yeah, that's what we missed. Look, we were looking down at the deck list
Weird.
trying to find answers for Gideon, and
I wonder... I guess he just really wanted to know Eric's library and somehow thought that it would be more relevant to hit the Stoneforge than the Deceiver.
yeah, I guess he maybe that's what the Stoneforge. I mean, maybe that's what the that
No, the
doesn't
Sun
make sense
Titan
either.
had to have targeted the Deceiver. It came into play.
Exactly. Unless he responded to Sun Titan being cast, like which would have been a bad idea.
Alright, well,
Yeah,
going into
anyway.
game 3. Looks like this time Nick will be on the play. He's hoping to get 7 cards hand. You know, he worked so hard for that first game, only to have the second game really fall apart. It looks like he's a little it's getting to him a little bit. Like, he's got to, tough up. Like, I mean, he's got everything he needs. He's going to be on the play. He's tested these matchups. He's got the right kind of cards. He's got good answers. If he just gets a good mix of land and spells, he's got a real good game here.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, meanwhile, we haven't seen the Splinter Twin element of his deck yet. Mostly just the Horned Turtle element.
Yeah. Seems like we haven't seen it. He hasn't seen it either. I don't think it's ever even been in
I mean, when you
his
play
hand.
2 Splinter Twins, you don't deserve a draw. Yeah, what's up?
Could you sign that?
Sure. Alright, so shuffling up for game 3. Now, we did see a few surprises out of Nick, right? Like he I guess not that much really.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't look like he changed his sideboard plans. I wouldn't be surprised if there's still no Hex Mages in.
What's up, guys? Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Great fan.
Alright, so they take a look at their opening 7. Eric seems pretty happy.
yeah.
Nick? Oh, that's a good enough mix. Looks like we got ourselves a fair fight.
Yeah. Hope so.
If we can call one deck having Stoneforge Mystic and the other not a fair fight.
About as fair as we can have it at this point. Alright, so Nick is on the play.
Nick
And
leads.
Leads with the Creeping Carpet.
Exactly where he wants to be. Eric not drawing 2 cards. Plays a Colonnade. I'll see your Tarpit and play a Colonnade.
Yeah. And I think Moth Nexus for Nick.
It's so interesting. Eric has all these great elements going on, but without Squadron Hawk, you got a lot less deadly openings, you know? I mean, you got some really deadly turn 4s. But
Yeah, you trade away like that kind of just all the things that Squadron Hawk brings you.
And Squadron Hawk's so good against black removal. You know, they can't keep up forever.
hmm
But
Eric preordains and then plays an island.
yep.
And,
Now it's interesting. What is this? I mean, this obviously it signals he doesn't have Stoneforge Mystic. But how cautious does Nick have to be of the Deceiver combo?
Right.
You know,
So Nick gets in with Inkmoth Nexus and passes back to Eric.
as the Phyrexians are wont to do. It's really interesting that the blue-white equipment deck
hmm
is the villain, and the
Yeah, and
the infect
the
Phyrexia deck.
Yeah.
The Phyrexian mana and infect and. But I guess that's the way it goes. So it looks like Eric's got a lot of land. He's got Deceiver, I think, but he doesn't have Splinter Twin. He's got Jace though. He's got a lot of land. Does Nick have a second colored mana? Doesn't look like he does.
He is getting in there again with the Inkmoth
Those are the
Nexus.
same three. The three lands he's got: Creeping Tarpit, Inkmoth Nexus, and Tectonic Edge. The same three he had in his opening hand. Looks like he hasn't drawn a land yet.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
He's got to stay
Ugh.
mentally strong.
Yeah, passes back. Eric cracks his Arid Mesa and guess likely to see a plains here or a mountain. Yeah.
Kind of surprising that the Deceiver didn't come down and tap the Nexus. But we'll see.
He wasn't so afraid of the.
It's not about fear. It's about
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah. Just if he was gonna play it anyway.
I mean, obviously he didn't know Nick's gonna miss his land drop.
Right.
Why not?
Well, come down when he activates the Nexus.
Nick taking some time to read Deceiver Exarch.
So yeah, Eric taps his tar pits. He
Dismembers the Deceiver.
Yep. So,
Wants to be absolutely sure he doesn't die this turn.
yeah, pretty much.
Eric untapping. More land. On the upside, though, he has a Jace the Mind Sculptor against a Mana Screwed opponent. Fate Seal you.
Let's see. He goes. Oh,
No,
Brainstorm.
he brainstorms.
He wants that Splinter Twin.
No, he doesn't want Splinter Twin now. He doesn't have a Deceiver anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, I think he's flooded. He wants to make sure that if his Jace dies, because if his opponent plays an island and just drops his own Jace, he wants to make sure that he at least got a Brainstorm. I mean, he's got plenty of fetch lands in his hand. He wants to draw some actual business. Right now, he's just got way too many land in his hand.
I think he wants a Splinter Twin. Just kidding. I don't think. I mean, you're right. I don't see a Deceiver in his hand.
Dude, what do you think the chances are that sometime a Celestial Colonnade gets a Splinter Twin put on it?
Oh,
I guess
wow,
that doesn't
yeah.
get very well because it comes into play tapped.
Yeah, that's true. So Nick plays a Sword of Feast and Famine and passes back to Eric. Eric cracks a
Scalding Tarn.
Scalding
He wants a
Tarn.
fresh look. Gets the second mountain, being very, very, very intimidating. Very, 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 very intimidating. Alright, Nick really needs to draw land next turn. I mean, once again, he is choked with just... I mean, how many land is he
That's what
playing?
I was just thinking too. 4,
8,
11.
8. He's only playing 24 with no... He has no preordains.
And his only blue spell is Jace.
This isn't the hero. You can't cut preordain from your blue deck and keep people rooting for you. God, why do people do that?
Well-
Shaheen, why have you done this?
Blame Shaheen.
Absolutely, dude. Talk about it. Oh my gosh, just... Alright, well, not surprisingly, Eric, after having a fresh Brainstorm and then a fresh Brainstorm, has assembled Stoneforge Mystic, Sword of Feast and Famine in his hand, a Cunning Spark Mage, has Collar in his hand, plenty of land, all the colors, Colonnade, a Jace, and I guess just in all seriousness, he's got it locked up.
It looks
Nick
like
once again drawing an unplayable spell. Nick's trying to stay mentally strong. I mean, this is tough. He's going to have to discard. He's getting hit from 3 different angles. I mean, no, he's going to play the Tumble Magnet, but he is definitely done for. God, plus whatever happens if Eric starts fate sealing Nick, I mean, Nick will probably just take his ball in his bag and go home.
It's just not looking good here. So there's a tumble magnet. I mean, it doesn't help that he's been screwed. It's just like
Yeah, 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Fought so hard for that first game, but I guess if you don't play preordain, looks like this is yet another villain in the top 8.
Amazing that he in his opening 7 he had those 3 lands and just
Yeah, I know. He kept all three. He kept a 3-land hand.
That seems like it should be fine.
He kept a 3-land hand. We are on turn 7, and he has stone nothing. Well, let's see. So what's he need to actually get out of this? If he draws one of his 2 islands, he can play a Jace, trade Jaces. I mean, it doesn't matter. He doesn't even know how much gas Eric has in his hand. This is out. Eric accidentally draws too many cards, like tries to use Jace multiple times in a turn.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, a second Cunning Spark Mage from Eric. Added to the board, and pass the turn.
Another unplayable spell.
Wow.
This is unbelievable. Nick has just drawn Crusader after Crusader, and just
Yeah, the worst thing
sometimes
is
it just wasn't meant to be.
Is that he's actually got 3 drops in his hand and he can't even cast those.
So many. Heartbreaking. He's only playing 2 Tectonic Edges, too. So, Eric
There's
advancing the board
Batterskull.
with a Batterskull. And at this point, Eric has a Spark Mage, a Batterskull with a Germ, a Colonnade, plenty of land, all the colors, Stoneforge Mystic, Jace the Mind Sculptor, a full grip, including, it looks like 5 more spells. He's got Swords, Batterskull, Deceiver, Collar, Sun Titan. Nick, meanwhile, 7 cards, unable to play any of them.
He was able to play Contagion Clasps to take out 1 Cunning Spark Mage. Not that impressive.
I don't think Nick could win here if it was DC 10. If they just unlimited mana would not be enough.
I don't know. He would need 8 turns to proliferate. Oh.
So what do we blame this game on? It was Jace the Mind Sculptor, right? Like, Eric didn't have all this business going on. He didn't have the Spark Mage, he didn't have the Stoneforge, he didn't have the Batterskull. He had just a bunch of land in his hand. And then he played a Jace the Mind Sculptor, went Brainstorm, Shuffle, Brainstorm, and magically had 7 different threads.
I guess it's definitely Jace's fault.
No, I mean, we could blame Kibler. So, this game goes out to Jordy Tate. Magic the Gathering, all you need is a deck, a Brain, a Friend, and 4 Jace the Mind Sculptors. Actually 3 it looks like, but...
Yeah, 3 apparently works. Really just need 1. But it
So,
needs to be in
Nick
play.
continuing to play a card each turn without playing any land. This time, he has a go for the throat.
For the Sun Titan that Eric freshly cast.
So at this point, he's on a 2-turn clock, facing a Colonnade, a Batterskull, Jace with 7 counters, Fate Sealing, Denying,
Put it on the bottom. While
He had a good
makes-
read.
Yeah, makes Nick's...
Swords,
draw.
Spark Mages, all the colors, Stoneforge. This is an embarrassment of riches. Okay, what can Eric do to try to lose this game? Like outside of rules violations.
Okay. Okay.
Does he just have to stop attacking? And
Well,
using Jace?
Yeah, the Batterskull just got tapped by the thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
So what do you think? What do you think that we're going to see tomorrow in the Legacy portion?
Stoneforge Mystic, Batterskull, Jace the Mind Sculptor.
I bet we see. I mean, the fact that there's only 25% Callblade in the standard portion.
Mm-hmm.
I bet we see an awful lot of not Callblade tomorrow. I bet we see Merfolk. I bet
Yeah.
we see Goblins. I
We're
bet
gonna
we see Zoo.
We're going to see Natural Order.
And that's the
decks.
match. They shake
There it is,
and
okay.
pack it in.
We're
Nick
gonna
keeping his spirits high despite the fate being against him.
Check his deck, make sure he didn't side out all his lands. Kind of,
I mean,
it happens.
everybody steps in a disgusting rancid pile of variants every so often.
All right, so that
So
is
we know there's
round
at
eight.
least 1 blade in the top 8, probably 4.
We're gonna see. But oh yeah, I think we're gonna see some more Natural Order decks. Those seem to be picking up in